I learn something new every single day, and it's mostly from things that go wrong. And things go wrong every day, multiple times a day. My career started in my early 20s. I had just come out of jail and home detention, and there's protein people and there's cookie people, right? Some people like protein powder and some people like cookies. There's no way anyone could outwork me, and this isn't arrogance. I'm definitely not the wealthiest, the richest, the smartest, or I'm not like the top of anything, but there's no doubt about one thing, and I know this from here. I see my mum by the window, still making dumplings, and I'm like furious. Why are you still working? Just give it a break. My mum's like, oh, like I know you and Danny on the staff and Richard must be hungry. I thought I'd make some dinner for you guys. And I just go outside.
What's the end game for you? You want to give the money back? You want to get into community? But why? Is it because of what you went through, or?
Mandate. Hi everyone, if you are enjoying the content and the guests that are on the podcast and you're wanting more, then please do us a favor. If you can just press the subscribe button, that would be an amazing help for us. But also, just want to mention an amazing organization called AOK, who sponsors the Mandate podcast. And so they are an organization that runs suicide prevention, intervention, and wellbeing programs. And so AOK stands for Acts of Kindness. And so you didn't need me to tell you about the alarmingly high rates of suicide in our nation, especially amongst our rangatahi, our young people, even our tane, our men. And so if you're wanting to stand in the gap and you want to be well trained and well equipped to have these courageous life supporting conversations, then please check them out, aok.nz. If you're a business, a company, or a collective, or even as an individual, check them out, www.aok.nz. You could very well be that one person to help save a life. Welcome to Mandate, where we navigate fresh perspectives and nothing is off the table. Tonight's guest is from Tāmaki Richard from Mount Wellington, but also has spread across all the way in terms of South Okilani, Otara to be exact, and all parts of Tāmaki. But this man is an incredible individual. He is also an entrepreneur and a business owner. In fact, he owns five stores across Tāmaki, 2 in the CBD. You got one in Botany, you got one in Mission Bay, and you also got one up in the shore. But also, I think very soon, I think maybe something up. Maybe I'll get him to explain it. But also, maybe out in Sydney as well. Maybe out in Australasia. But the man is also more than just a businessman, entrepreneur. He's an amazing dad, but has an incredible story to share. And so, please put your hands together for the man himself, the king of dumplings, Shane Liu.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So brother, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate it, man. I know you're a busy man, very busy man. You got 5 stores, and I know you got another one coming up. But I thought, Shane, just to start the ball rolling, because being an entrepreneur, and also the stores that you've done in the business, you left the corporate world, your 9-to-5 job, and so I need to ask you, bro, how has something dumplings impacted positively in your life, or even maybe there's some negative stuff, but also in terms of what has been the greatest learning in terms of starting your own business, in terms of something dumplings?
I learn something new every single day, right? And it's mostly from things that go wrong. And things go wrong every day, multiple times a day. And one of the things that I've taken away, I guess, from becoming an entrepreneur is I've learned I'm just as lost today as I was 5 years ago, as I was 10 years ago. Nothing's really changed in terms of how lost and how difficult it is. But I just, like everyone else, you guys are entrepreneurs as well, I guess, in this, right? Just to some degree, it's a lot of work. You just keep going, right? And I just feel a lot of gratitude that we are able to live in such a beautiful country, to chase our dreams. For mum and dad, they're Chinese. They come from China 20, 30 years ago. It was a communist country. This is even just embarking and trying is wow. I just feel good, and yeah.
That's awesome, brother. Because and also just how life changing. Because I know you're in the corporate world, and so what was the kind of the ignition in terms of fire to like, you know what, I need to just get out of this rat race, so to speak, and just start my own thing?
So my career with entrepreneurship started quite young. I think my career started in my early 20s. I had just come out of jail and home detention, and I started university again. And I worked for someone, well, two people, 2 full-time jobs in university. And I believe my entrepreneurship kind of journey started way back then when I bought my first property. And why I say that is because you get to meet different stakeholders, right? Lawyers, banks, brokers, the agent himself or herself. And so I think it started back then. When you're that young, you don't think too much. You kind of just give it a crack and push. Between you and me, I still probably don't think too much. You know, that's a great idea. Let's give it a crack, you know, sort of thing. Yeah.
Oh man.
Are you quite calculative? Do you sort of like, I know you said you don't think and then jump, but you've done this a few times. So, and you know, when you jump, you don't always, some people calculate really fast.
Yeah.
People can kind of zoom information and then kind of make the jump. So are you still quite calculative and even in that?
So I definitely do spend a lot of time analyzing the risk. A lot of the times, so I like to put energy into more the task and how to make it as successful as possible. I don't try to guess the return on investment or the success of it. How are you supposed to know, right? So I like to spend my energy on how to make it as best as I can and run as fast as I can and yeah.
Keep up with the, yeah. I like what you said about feeling lost. What is that? Describe that as an entrepreneur, because I think people need to know that even when you have an idea and then you kind of get it started, that even in the maintenance of it, and the sustainability of it, that stuff you don't learn at the beginning. At the beginning, you're just all about idea. Let's get it to execution, and then you kind of talk about that lostness a bit.
I'm still trying to figure out this big puzzle. I think we're all still trying to figure out this giant puzzle here, right? And it's bigger than business, bigger than being an entrepreneur. And when you start, it's so big to digest. It's impossible to comprehend, right? So just look at the task at hand. It's difficult. Try your best and keep going from there. And there will always be a new task at hand, and it'll always be just as difficult, right? And you'll always feel just as uncomfortable. That never stops, and you have to learn to, I think, love that. Yeah.
You say it's bigger than business. What is that bigger than business?
I don't prioritize. So with my life, right, and I know I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. I don't feel like I'm ever doing business. I'm kind of just doing personal development.
Wow.
Hard out all the time. Yeah.
I like that.
I spend a lot of time doing personal development, if not most of my time. Yeah.
And that must run off into others that you come in contact with, eh? It's contagious.
Yeah. Our business culture, so at Something Dumpling, everyone's like into the gym and everyone's all about working on themselves. I was thinking about the other day, and this is part of self-reflecting, and I do a lot of it. I was like, what does success mean to you today? And I remember seeing Danny, one of our new staff. He's like super skinny, really tall, lanky, and he joined the gym after starting Something Dumpling. I was like, oh, that's success for me, right now at least, you know? I was like, fuck yeah.
That's cool.
What is the culture? I'm intrigued.
So I think we've got a pretty good culture. I've got staff that have started with me from kind of like day one. This is a hospitality business. It's not fun and games, man. You find dumplings half the time, right? I've got staff that have been with me 6 years, 3 or 4 of them, 6, 7 years. So from day one, they're still here today. And this is a good representation of the culture. Like Joe, for example, I'm not so sure what he does anymore. He clocks in when he likes, leaves when he likes. What needs to be done will be done, be it driving the truck, frying the dumplings, wrapping dumplings, whatever it may be. He is like, he just comes in and works. And that's kind of like running your own business essentially, right? You just put up fires all day. Right? I got a whole bunch of these firefighters in the business. And I'm waiting to open a store with Joe when he's ready. There's no rush. And I think that's a good representation of the culture. Like, it is just a glorified family business. Yeah, really, yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool. You know what's so cool? Because you said you like to be uncomfortable. I love it. It's being an entrepreneur, you have to be uncomfortable and be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so you talked about some of the staff or some of your mates. But in terms of, and I always like to ask entrepreneurs or people who own businesses, how important is it for you to pick the right people, the right team?
Well, very important. I have a strategy. So I like to define it, and I've said it in the past before, even to sign over there. There's protein people and there's cookie people, right? Some people like protein powder and some people like cookies. You give protein powder to the cookie guy, he ain't gonna like it. All right, it's uncomfortable, he's not gonna like it. You give cookie to the protein guy, he's gonna hate it too. But when you first meet them, they all both look the same. They'll all tell you they like protein powder. That's the truth, right? Everyone says they want to do it, right? So my strategy, knowing that, my strategy is hire fast, fire fast. There's a 90-day trial. I'm going to give you my time, give you my energy, and I expect you to just try best. If you suck, that's cool. I'm cool with you being shit at it, whatever it is we're doing. But you must try. Yeah.
Cool.
So after the 90 days, if they're shit, but you know that they've put in the effort, they continue.
Mm-hmm.
And then if someone probably does well, but you know he's half-ass, he gets...
Well, 90 days from that, I know he'll not work very well, will he? I'm not going to stand around watching him all day, right? yeah. Well, that's what always happens, right? Attitude is number one. Yeah, you hire attitude.
Can you get it right the first time?
No, I fail all the time.
Because I reckon if we could, oh man, save 90 days of stress.
Cool. So someone that's been living under the rock and they probably comes across this podcast and go, "Ooh, what are these dumplings?"
Yeah.
This guy Shane. Are you able to sort of like share about just the journey of you coming into the business and opening up your shop, and why dumplings?
I had just 16, 17, I had left the tech venture I was in. It got sold, and I actually made a good amount of coin from that. And then I got the mother of my child pregnant, and we had a kid, and I took a year off. And being young and an idiot, I spent a lot of money, and I was going broke. And out of desperation, and obviously going through separation, I went back home. And I was like, man, fuck, like, I need some help. Business is what I know. Business is what I'm going to do. And I started doing this branding journey of myself. What did I wanted to sell? And I wanted to sell Kiwi Chinese culture. And I went to, you know those brand exercises you do with an agency? I did it to myself. And then at the end, it was like, what products would you like to sell? And I was like, bowls, and there was rice dishes and whatever, and there was dumplings. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll try something. I'll try dumplings, and I did all, you know, the branding, all that kind of stuff, all myself, and there we go, something dumpling, and I opened it with Mum on the first day, and I just stood out on the streets with plates of the food for people to try, and gain traction quite quickly, and here we are today. Yeah.
Jeez, because I heard you were selling out like twice a day or something.
Yeah,
out in the city.
Yeah. We sustained that. So it used to, for the first like 6 months, I think the queue in the line was like 30 meters every day.
Oh God.
And that's pretty long, right? Yeah. Half of it was busy. It was the fact that we were busy. Half of it, I think we just sucked, is what was just so slow. yeah, you know, we just sucked, right? Because no one had ever touched hospitality ever, you know, not like that before. We didn't even know how to use a dishwasher. And so even a year in, the queue did die down, and I think it's because we're getting faster. And even at the 2-year mark, I think we were sustaining like 10 meter like queues out the door. And yeah, very, very lucky. Business is a lot of luck. Very lucky. Yeah.
Is it your special recipe, or is it just the dumplings in general, or is it something special about your dumplings that created those 30-meter queues and 10-meter queues?
I've thought about the X factor for a long time, and I still can't quite figure it out. I think it is Part of it must be the branding, right? It must be the branding. Like the dumpling's nice, but I think a lot of people can make dumplings.
They tell them that.
Really?
They can't do something with dumplings.
I think if you're queuing up 30 meters, there must be something special about these dumplings.
They taste good. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, is it worth the? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm playing it down. I don't think it's all that special.
Because I've always been told, like, you know, I've been to countries like Malaysia,
Yep.
where food is top priority, right?
Yeah.
And they always say, if it's that good, I will wait. If it's that good, I will travel to get that, the way that person makes it. So surely it's because of that. Because the same principle must apply here.
Yeah.
Well, we got dumplings
Yeah,
here.
let's taste.
So let's all have a taste.
Let's
Even
all
our
shut up.
production crew and our guests. And let's
Yeah, we got
let's see.
sign in the house. Drink the milky.
So I think because Brad really wanted to have some, so let's call him up now, and you can taste it first. Hurry up! We're filming. We're filming.
Hey man, come on guys.
Sesame
So-
and sriracha mayo.
Can you,
Two
talk,
different
can you
sauces.
talk to the
Yeah,
different
can you talk to
boxes?
this while he's eating?
Okay, so I brought two sauces today. No chili.
Kia ora.
Okay, cool.
Okay, no chili. The sriracha mayo is the orange one. That's slightly spicy. It's like a spicy mayo we make. And the sesame is not spicy. They're just easy to dip. We make a chili that's really popular, but I didn't want to like stain everything everywhere.
Oh, good.
Man, thank
And
you.
what's in the dumplings?
Beef and cheese.
Oh, really?
Yep.
No pork.
No pork.
Oh,
Okay.
awesome. Oh, can
Man,
I
you're
go
the man,
first?
You're the man. You're the
Ladies
man,
first. Do you want
Can I go on
spicy?
my gum?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shane. Listen.
Sorry, this is really weird.
Oh
Guys,
man, that's
have a
gonna
look.
nice. Look
People
at that.
normally
is,
grab it with their hands. Eh?
something.
Something. Sorry, something.
Beef and cheese.
Dumplings.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I got a conspiracy, Shane, as to why the 30 meters
Yeah.
in terms of the line. I have a feeling that I know why. Was it mostly females?
No, I heard it was a sexy earner. There was a sexy earner.
Mostly females? You weren't serving this well. You should have.
I love it.
How's it?
This is really yummy.
That's all right, man. It's dumplings. You know, it's fast food, right?
It's not just the dumplings. I make dumplings, I know. I got white Chinese in me too, man.
Really?
Yeah.
You just buy Chinese.
My grandma's a Chuxing, and
Yeah.
so
Look,
and I used to make them hard out at
Yeah.
one
So
stage.
sorry.
I used to make them hard out at one stage, and you kind of know when it, like the texture of the actual dough is nice. Some of them can get quite soggy, even when they're sitting there for a while. They can get quite soggy, and and I always find if I make them, I'm gonna eat them straight away. This has been sitting there for a while, and it's still good. It's just the right
Thank you.
texture,
Thank you.
not soggy. The moisture and the dryness is just perfect. I don't know what you put in the flavour, but the flavour's bloody good.
Props to you.
Oh, yum, bro.
Props to you, and also props to your mom. You know, obviously you started with mom, and so how was it? How did that all kind of come about with mom? Can you help me? Or was it just kind of mutual? Like let's just do it together.
Shit. It was incredibly painful, actually. My mum's not young, you know. When you ask your mum to, she's still in the business today, by the way. Yeah,
cool.
right. Like I'm very self-aware. I can see my mum hustling with me. It's not like I'm just aimlessly working. I'm like, oh yeah, life is good. We're making money. I can see her. Fuck the money, right? Like I can see her work. She's already retired. I pull out of retirement. Just starting with her, I was already like, fuck. But shit, we needed to survive, right? We needed it. We had to keep on going, right? I was running out of money, and we just came up with Well, I actually came up with the recipes from Google and stuff, and she tried to make them. I came up with all the sauces. My little brother came up with the sesame, and I want to tell a positive story, and it's a positive story today, right? But there is one memory that sticks out, and I think it summarizes it really well. When we first started, because I had no idea what we were doing, my mum had no idea what she was doing, I would buy groceries from Countdown every night. I didn't know what Gil was. So on coming back from my Countdown trip, it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, right? Shop's been closed for 2 hours, right? Everyone's waiting for me. at the beginning, because we lacked experience, I knew my mum's hands were cracking from how dry the flour was. It's a weird kind of injury because doesn't bleed, but of course it's sore. It's like your hands are ripping apart, right? And I'm already upset, and my mum's like happily making dumplings, and I'm like upset, but fuck, we must move on. I come back from buying my groceries with mum. Oh, sorry. Well, I come back from buying my groceries. I see my mum by the window, still making dumplings, and I'm like furious, right? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like, dude, your hands are so sore, because I feel bad, you know? Why are you still working? Just give it a break, you know? And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like super upset. My mom's like, oh, like, I know you and Danny on the staff and Richard must be hungry. I thought I'd make some dinner for you guys. And I just go outside. I just shed some tears. Yeah. Come back in and keep going. Yeah. That summarizes it. Yeah.
Summarizes it nicely.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's cool.
I think that's why our dumplings taste good, because we hand make them today. My mum still makes them today.
I was just about to say, when you said that, when you shared that story, I was like, you don't get the pre-made dough.
No, handmade.
That's probably why it's that good. But coming back to your mum,
Jeez.
what a belief, eh? The belief she has in you, like that supersedes anything. When you know your mum and your dad or your whānau have that kind of belief in you, that even in the bleeding of their hands, they're like, I still need to feed this kid because he needs to operate the rest of the night and tomorrow. That's pretty powerful. And I think for mums out there, including myself, I've got a son, I've got a daughter, I want them to succeed, and all of us will bloody grind it until they get it. Love that. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't. 100%, man. Props to your mom, man. Props to your mom, and much love to your mom. And bro, just you sharing that, I know it's quite sentimental, and because I can imagine like when mom is trying to, you know, and you know sometimes. And I know you got a colourful past as well, Shane. But you see, and I can envision the image of mom trying to cook.
Thank you, my bro.
Cook dinner for you guys, for you, and the image, and it just shows the love of a mother, hey, love of a mother, and the belief in her son. And so, but look what you guys are doing. Look what you and your mom, the journey thus far, the journey of the business. And you got five, because some people think, okay, we'll just one's enough. That's great. One's enough. We just leave it there. Maybe two, but you got five. Tell us, how did they come? Because it seems like it's just snowboard real quick. In terms of the 5 stores,
it's been a crazy journey. Awesome adventure. Because it was COVID in the middle of all of this, right? And so that was definitely tough. We couldn't operate for we couldn't open for 2 years or so, right? On and off. And there was like the deliveries and whatnot. Wild journey. Wow. I've had to sell my house in the middle of that. I've had to sell my house. I've had to sell my own car. And whilst the business couldn't operate, I decided to do other businesses and other deals to keep to pay, the expenses. So I really hustled to keep this thing fucking going. So not quickly at all. It's not quickly at all. Yeah.
But everyone can see the 5 stores and go, wow, this is glamorous. But no one sort of understands the journey that you've been on, and just sounds like, even though there's this success happening, and there's still this tough journey that you've gone through, but that you're still trying to push through at the same time. And so, what do you say to someone that sees the glamour and wanting to get into business? Like, what's your encouragement to them?
You see the glamour, right? And you straight up, you might see the toys, you might see the success, you might see the cars, you might see the lifestyle. That is not what it really is. Like, if you want to be the man, right? You want to, let's say, be me, right? Well, if you really want to try it, I'll give you an example of my day today, right? From morning till night, I have not stopped, not had a single break. up until this point. And I told you about my day today, right?
Yeah.
I literally have not had a single break from taking my daughter to school 8 o'clock in the morning till now. Not a single break. Back to back to back to back. Yeah.
And it hasn't even finished yet. And it's nearly 9 o'clock.
Man.
Context.
Maybe paint a picture like in terms of reality, because there may be some budding entrepreneurs. Oh, I can do that. I think I can do. I got a great idea. Yeah. I'm surely I can create something different. I can do this and that. But create a picture in terms of, obviously you said back to back throughout the day. What are some of the behind the scenes that no one knows? That you can give us some insights.
Okay, it is a global recession right now. Okay, and everyone is tight. Okay, I am so tight. My walls, to be honest, right now is kind of crumbling, but I have a huge smile, right? Because you cannot say it's bad. The more you say it's bad, the worse it's going to get. You have to stay positive. That's half the game. My morning started today. Taking my daughter to school, right? Straight away, I hit the gym. At the gym, I do my cardio, I lift my weights. I head to my first shift at work. Something dumpling. I'm still working in the stores, shop front. I turn on TikTok live. I start to stream and do content and market at the same time while I'm making dumplings, working the stores. I'm a 35-year-old man on TikTok live selling dumplings. Do you know how crazy that sounds?
When you say it like that.
You know? I end my shift. I haven't eaten yet. My Waro store is, to be honest, crumbling. You know, the staff, my other business partners there are super negative. And I'm upset at them just as much as they're upset at, I don't know, the current situation. I'm like, guys, where's the fight in you guys? And I'm trying to lift everyone's spirits, but I can't get angry. I can't get upset. I have to stay positive, right? And lift everyone up. But deep down, sometimes I am furious. But what's the best thing for all of us? How do I move the business forward, and for them, their first time business owners, how can I improve them, right? I got to stay positive. I got to do my best to educate. Anyway, so I leave that at around 2ish, get to my accountants, GST, fuck yeah. How do I make the government some money, right? Boom.
Well, how do you not? Just kidding.
You know, and boom, all the money gone, and I'm like, sitting there, my accountant, I'm like, shit, right? Next meeting, I'm like, all right, anyways, Stephen, I'm out of here, right? Fucking you deal with this shit. We'll talk about it later. I've got a bit of a plan. This is what I think. I give him my plans for the next 6 months of forecast. Some of the moves I'm going to be making, where I'm going to move money around. Because it's not just business, it's also family assets, cash, income. It's a big picture that I play here today, right? And then I meet David Williams, bit of a mental figure, but he's introduced me to a lot of business partners in the past, old school business guy, hospital guy, founder of Prego, David Williams. You know, you've all been to Prego, right? So potential investors, whatever. Awesome meeting. I spill my heart out because you got to be real, man. Like, you can't be fake. And everyone's smart in the room. Everyone's super intelligent. You know, you can't beat around the bush. Right? If you're good, you're good. If you suck, you suck. You just put your heart out there. And if you get to know me, I'm quite emotional. So I let it all out, right? Good meeting. And it's, I don't know, close to 6. I head to Botany, and which is where I was at before. I do my shift there, lift my team up. I finally get to eat some food. I pick these up, and here I am today. Here I am right now. Yeah.
It's full on. God, that's full on.
I'm probably going to go to the gym after this.
Are you?
Goodness. Yes.
A little bit of motivation.
Yeah.
But, my gosh, a couple of conversations ago, you mentioned, you know, what you've had to put in to keep this running, sell the house, cars, and massive ups to you because you're putting so much skin in the game. Do you think, because, you know, this is not positive psychology stuff, eh? This is not like, oh, we've got to keep everybody happy. This is, you've put so much in there and you've got to get it back out. And so part of you keeping everybody up, staying focused on the goal is really, do you think it really comes down to that? Comes down to how much you've put in as opposed to just being positive, you know, that sort of fluffy stuff, because the positivity is not what it is. It's we got to get through this. We've got to master through this recession, the pressure, the emotional downturn that people are sitting in, and who else is going to do that but the person who's put the most in? I totally get it. I hear you.
It's almost like armor, right? Like it's like a soft light to myself, you know. Like you chuck the armor on, and you're in this character, and like things are gonna be okay. I'm gonna fight till the end, right?
Yeah.
And it's just big smile, right?
And that's I reckon that's a great strategy. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I think it is. I mean, they always talk. I mean, we've spoken about this with other guys who are doing some crazy stuff, but they all give themselves a name, you know, like they give their alter ego a name. Like seriously, eh?
Yeah.
And that's what chops out all that emotion and kind of makes you rise above. Like, I'm Batman now. Okay. But they actually believe it.
Yep.
And man, they go into a totally different zone. And what I'm hearing from you is you have that armor that you put on that puts you in that, I'm in war now and I've got to, there's no time to, feel things. You just got to, everyone's depending on you to move forward. I get that. God, I love it.
Thank you.
Absolutely love it.
It's a privilege as well, right? It could be far worse. It's a privilege, right? I think it's a privilege. Yeah.
God, I love that too.
Love the mindset, eh?
Yeah.
But so just out of curiosity, because we had So before he came on, and he obviously anime. He says this, he's a character, and it's cool. And this is kind of, I don't know, I guess not ego, but just his persona. He changes himself because he's obviously entrepreneur, businessman, good friend of yours as well. So do you have to like come up with you talked about armor. So do you come up with a character, or do you have to change yourself, or is there something that's like, I need to be this person now because I need to chop and change with different people in the industry, or even with your employees?
I have a slogan. Yeah, I have like my own mantra. So when I do cardio in the morning, sometimes I'll repeat it for like 40 minutes, and it might sound pretty crazy. I might repeat a statement for 40 minutes, and it's the ground will shake when I walk one day, and mountains will move when I speak.
Oh.
Say it again, Moose.
The ground will shake when I walk one day, and mountains will move when I speak.
How do you know it's not already?
That's good, bro.
That's cool. And you said 40 minutes?
I could just fucking listen to some random ass music instrumental and just repeat it to myself.
Yeah.
Well, interpret that to us. What does that mean for you? Obviously, the shaking, but what does it actually mean for you personally? That mantra.
I'm very emotional actually, right? And fuck, I must sound like wacko right now.
No.
I experience highs of the utmost highs and lows of the utmost lows. You could say I'm bipolar. And there are periods in my life where I've felt, while I've experienced it, but there's short snippets. I haven't even told you this. And as I walk, I can feel the ground shake and things start to fall into my place. And I can almost feel like my next set of moves, as opposed to thinking about it. They kind of just start to fall. It's very visual, but they start to fall into place. Like instead of moving chess pieces, they kind of just fall. And I want to experience that all the time one day.
Yeah.
It's so personal. It's crazy. It sounds crazy.
Cool.
No,
Yeah.
it sounds
Cool.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't talk about this enough. But there's a part of us, that believes we have superpowers. However way we see it, that's yours. And when you feel that, my gosh, that must give you so much more belief in what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's cool. And I think people have intuition in different ways. And you actually feel your intuition physically. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Or I could just be crazy.
I don't know, it depends. Is there such a thing as crazy? Because I think everybody's crazy, to be honest. We all have our little cray-cray, but that's what makes us us, and that's what pushes us over the edge. Or past boundaries, because I hate boundaries.
And you got to choose your pain almost, right? Because I feel upset if I don't work hard, if I'm not taking risks. I don't feel mentally well when I'm like putting in effort. I find that at the end of the night, if I'm like, man, I really tried at everything today, I feel much more positive. As opposed to if I just sat back and I rest and I'm just kind of mucking around, I get really upset.
Does that come from somewhere? Like for example, and I'm not trying to nitpick, but I know for me, you know, I had pretty hardworking parents, and they never rested. And you know, you watch TV, and what are you doing?
Yeah.
And so there's always that. I can't be seen like I'm doing nothing. What's your story behind that?
I made myself a promise that I was going to live life to the max. There was a period of my life, I've said this quite a few times on content and stuff, I became fully blind in both eyes, and it was like hopelessness. I was like, shit, I'm fucked. You know? So 9 months of pitch black darkness, and then with technology and stuff, they fixed one eye. And the fix is I have to wear a soft lens and then an RGP lens piggybacking on top of it to cover the cornea scarring. I'm still blind on this side. And I remember lying in my bed, wow, what is pain? I was like, fuck, if I had another chance at life again, I'm gonna fucking live. I'm gonna fucking live, you know? Yeah, and I remember thinking about necking myself, you know? The challenge was I couldn't neck myself because you're blind, and like, how do you kill yourself when you're blind? It's really difficult. You know?
You put it that way.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and just I have memories of my mum helping me wipe my butt when I took a shit because I couldn't tell if my butt was clean up.
Yeah.
What a time.
Yeah.
That can really take your dignity away, eh?
Wow. Maybe we can run it back to why were you blind?
I was a huge.
How did you get blind?
Fuck. I did well in school. Okay, so I gained university entrance very early, and I spent a lot of time mucking around the last couple of years, and I got into trouble and I was on my knees. Okay, vivid. I was on my knees, and there was a pistol to my face, and I was very lucky that the man didn't shoot. He pistol whipped me instead. Very lucky. And then everyone else just obviously beat the shit out of me. And I lost vision in both my eyes. My best friend David came and scooped me up. Yeah, and took me to hospital. Yeah.
Wow. And that's what impacted on your eyesight.
Yes.
Gosh.
I still have a broken face.
Was this, how old were you?
Last year of high school.
Okay. My God. How long was the recovery after that? That's huge.
Oh, ages. Even when I could kind of see but not really see, so like I didn't have the technology in the lens and stuff to, I guess, like give me some vision in my left eye, but it's always been pitch black for me in my right eye. It's like it's done, right? But even when I can kind of see some light and can kind of figure my way around, my parents sent me to school, and it would like fucking take me ages to get to school, to walk to school. Holy shit! You know?
They still made you walk.
It took me fucking ages to walk to school. Yeah. And I remember my mum and dad were like, fuck, if you could take a shit, wipe your ass. Get your shit together. You know, and yeah.
Just move forward.
Move forward.
Thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man,
Gosh.
well, tell us, Shane, because like, I can only imagine, like last year of high school, lose your sight. You said what, for 9 months? And so tell us, because what would be going through your mind? Like there would have been a lot of negativity, a lot of in terms of self-talk, like, oh man, this life sucks right now. So tell us what was happening for you in that period, in that dark period in terms of your life.
Well, even being able to walk to school, taking like fucking an hour and a half or something to walk to school was like, for me, like, yes, fuck yeah. Because before then, I was like, shit, man. Well, like, what can I do? Absolutely nothing. A lot of people haven't been to jail before, and yeah, I've even done that. But like, you know, isolation at its core, you know, like just pitch black darkness. That was so painful. Crazy thoughts, man. Like, you know, I can't even go stack showers at Countdown, can I?
Oh.
Yeah, no. I mean, what can I do? Fuck, I can't even sing. My voice sucks. You know, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, just, shit, what am I gonna do? You know, and just absolute hopelessness. So from that being my rock bottom, even stumbling my way to school was like, it's kind of better than not being seen at all, right? Yeah. And I just started to set these traps in my mind to turn everything that's negative into like a lesson and something that's positive. And even the little smallest wins were like, yeah, keep going. Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
What was the little bit of light that moved you past those thoughts? When you felt hopeless, and you're trying to look forward and you can't see a forward, you just can't see a future. And all you're seeing is where you are in the moment. What was the thing that moved you forward? What was the little spark that got you going or kept you going?
Can I tell you my truth? It didn't come. Didn't come. Yeah. Just cry. Just keep going. It didn't come. Yeah. Nothing has saved me. I don't think. Just luck, you know, just lucky, blessed. But there was no spark for me. I had to go one step at a time.
I did hear you just say that you just cried.
Yeah, I just cried. Yeah.
Did the crying kind of just almost relieve some of that, just empty it out a bit, keep you in that space, you know, keep you alive maybe? Did the crying, because, you know, there's this massive thing around men don't cry. I love that you're talking about it because you're highlighting that actually men do cry, maybe not out in the public and they don't talk about it, but you're talking about it and I love this. But I also want to highlight that that's a very real thing, that there could not be a spark. And I thank you for sharing that. But something kept you going, whether it was just you just crying.
I'm just gonna. I have thought about it a few times and I couldn't figure it out. Perhaps knowing you guys and maybe talking to you guys more and more, I could figure it out. I can't find the spark, but I can define what crying is. Okay, crying isn't like 30 minutes of sobbing. I think I've cried for like day and night before. Like, wow, yeah, I've cried. I'm crying now. Fuck,
Yeah.
I'm a wuss.
Oh, no.
Hey, you're a
no
human
way.
being is what you are. You're an honest human being.
Yeah.
Like 24 hours, if not more. I'm just going to define crying. Fuck, I've cried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, without even knowing, I really love your honesty, because the reality is for some people there is not a spark, but what kept them there? And it sounds like to me, the emotion of crying might be just what it is.
Sure, yeah.
Just letting it out somehow. And for people out there that might be watching and they want to cry, but they don't want to cry because they think it's not a thing to do. Fuck, it's a thing to do, eh?
I cry a lot.
Yeah.
I cried yesterday. Yeah. And it's not always because I'm upset. I'm just very emotional. It was a long day for me yesterday. And I cried. It was like more like happy. It was just energy, really. And I was like, I remember driving home. I felt a little bit guilty because I was working extra hard, extra long, doing my lives, and working in Wairoa because it's not been great. And my daughter was painting, fucking on the table where the customers sit waiting for me. It's like fucking late. And we go home and I saw her painting and I turned around and it's cool painting and we're in the car and I was like, fuck, I want this so bad. And I shed a few tears. Wasn't sad though. I wasn't upset. Yeah.
Bro.
Cool. I love that you're just calling it for what it is.
Bro, man, I tell you what, Shane, I think what you said, what you've just shared, it's powerful. I'm not even just blowing smoke. It's powerful because our men need to hear this. I really believe this. Our men need to hear this because some of us, our upbringings, our environments, in terms of cultural aspects and all that kind of stuff, you know, sometimes we can't cry or we don't give ourselves permission to cry. But I love it that you're really in tune with your emotions. And real men cry. I was like, bro, you're not whack. You're not even a wussy, bro. You're a real man. A real man. And I tell you what, look at the things you've done. The business. Who comes back from that? There could have been two options. One option, like, my life sucks right now. I can't see. You know what? I'm out of here. Take that route, or just, you know what? I'm just going to press through and be one of the best entrepreneurs that I can be, that you can be. And props to you, man. Mad props to you.
Thank you.
For sticking in there, grinding. And look, it's all over the place. My son, I don't know anything about something. My son's like, hey, something dumpling, man, we got to go there. And here we are. I'm sitting with the owner. I'm sitting with the creator of Something Dumplings. Like, we're here.
Thank you.
I said, bro, what a story. What an absolute gem. What a story, bro. And it's just beginning. It's just thus far. It's just beginning. And so, man, props to you. Props to you. Hard out. But in terms of, obviously we can stay, I don't want to stay in the past because that's the past. The past is the past.
Yeah.
I want to keep it upbeat. But what does the future hold for Shane Liu in terms of Something Dumplings? Is there other things in the pipeline? Are there other branches? Is there other projects? Because I know, because you're quite creative and being an entrepreneur, you kind of have all these ideas.
Yeah.
And so tell us, what are some of the new things that you are brewing in that mind, if you can share? Because I know there might be some people like, oh, I want to steal that idea, But what are something that you can share with us?
For myself, okay, and I'm going to do probably 2 more stores in Te Miki in Auckland, right? One just down the road from you guys, Manukau City. So one in Manukau, just down the road. Do one in West Auckland, and I'm done in Auckland. I have my eyes set on Australia. The play here is, and I'm pretty cool sharing it, the play here is South Gold Coast real estate. I like that place. I think that's where it's going to boom next. Lots of growth. Everyone's banking on Brisbane to boom because of the Olympics, but I think it's the Gold Coast. And to do that, I'm going to have to need cash flow in Australia. So Sydney, Melbourne, most probably Sydney, because I used to live in Sydney. So Sydney, Something Dumpling, here we go. Build some real estate and out of business, out of being an entrepreneur, because so at the end of my career, I my mum and dad know, my brother and sister know, I'm going to donate all of the wealth we've created to charity. No doubt about it. This is all an adventure for me. Perhaps we'll leave a family home, like a nice big one and all, But what's the point in having all this money and giving it to like my kids and kids? Like, what's the point? It's not good for them, right? It's all going to charity. I might even set up the charities and the foundations myself, and because I'm good at business, I can structure it well and keep it going.
It's good for taxes.
It's good for taxes, but I actually, my brother and sister know, like, we have a family home that we can all come back to, and your kids and all our kids come back to. But yeah, the money's done after us. And post that, I want to pursue. I think it's politics. I could be wrong, but I want to purely focus on the community. And at the moment, because I'm still trying to piece this puzzle together, I think I need to be a politician. Perhaps you don't, to have influence. I'm not sure, so I'm chipping at it. Yeah.
Well, you got to ask yourself this question: is who funds the politicians? The guys who owns these businesses. So that's really the influence. That's
really why I'm doing all this, because I recognize that if I was to go there today, I don't think I'm educated enough, and I don't think I'm intelligent enough to, even if I had the biggest heart, I don't think I can even make a difference, to be honest. I need to figure all this out first, how to just win, and then maybe I can explain it, teach it, talk about it. Because I can tell you one thing, a lot of people have figured it out. A lot of families have figured it out.
Yeah.
They do not talk about it. True or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You reckon?
100%.
But do you think it's top secret? You know what I think? Do you think it's top secret? Because the principles are the same, but it's just people don't have the discipline to do it. I sometimes I wonder that. I wonder if it's, because you look at all these people who are doing it and you're like, what are they doing that's really different? And it comes back to what you were saying earlier, eh? Attitude, having that armor to just push through. Like that all comes down to attitude, discipline, decisiveness, which you have all of. Because you don't run one shop, you run 5, you're about to open another 2. You've already got your thinking into the future. Like, I don't know, I just wonder sometimes, eh? if it really is top secret. Or maybe it is. Maybe that's why you have only 5% of there's only 5% that own what?
Most of the world, right?
Yeah, most of the world. Yep. Maybe it is.
It's really complex. Wealth, money. I have my own spin on it, like because I'm Chinese. There's certainly a lot of it is actually just simple education, right? Like my mum and dad are not educated. They're smart. They're not dumb, but they're definitely not educated. You know, it's not like my mum and dad went to like university or whatever. They barely finished high school, right? So with all they knew, they reached this far and they did well, right? They did well. But if you think about like the world and the systems, banking system, money, even the school curriculum, it's all invented by another group of people. Another group of people. It's all Western inventions, right? Let's just put it that way. It's all Western inventions, right?
Is that who the other group of people are referring to?
But you know what I'm trying to say, right? It's like,
Just say it.
You know, what's white people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, look, I'm gonna give it to you. Like, it's no one's fault, right? But this is just how the world is, right? But like, you know, I have Pakeha friends and their grandparents went to university, right? They had a mortgage, they had a loan, these things. It's just normal, right? So my friends maybe at 14 knew what it was, right? But how can you compare that? Like my mum barely still knows what, like my mum still don't really understand it. You know, how can you compare, right? It's the wealth difference isn't just in money. It's in generations of education and experience and mindset. The ripple effects of like being uneducated, like, is huge. I mean, we're so behind. Yeah, we're so behind, you know? So I'm still trying to figure it out. I really am. Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to figure out the system, eh?
Yes,
Yep.
correct.
Let's
correct.
give it a name.
And as I get better at it, I've come to understand that be it money, be it business, it really is actually education and mindset. If you grow up around it, unless you're an absolute dipshit, it's pretty hard to be broke. Like, unless you're trying to throw it away, you know, you're doing the drugs, you're doing all of that. It's pretty hard to throw away because it's just part of you, you know. Seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, such a interesting talanoa. Like, you're cool, bro.
Thank
and
you.
like just your journey around like coming from the time when you're blinded, and you know, for a lot of people that grew up how we grew up, like, you either go through the experience, you're either gonna top yourself or you're gonna go for revenge. And some reason it set you down a different path where, I don't know, where the jail time came. That was probably after and then after that, it's like, I gotta change my life, gotta do something different. So I'm really interested in around like what made you want to turn your life around, and then you go into this, you know, into business, but the end game is for you to give back. I find that really interesting and cool, and what's the end game for you? You want to give the money back, you want to get into community, but why? Is it because of what you went through, or is it what you see? Is it because of the system, how effed up it is?
I have lots of dreams, right? And one of the dreams is obviously just to look after my family, and the family home is enough, full stop. I don't care what my brother says to me after about the podcast. Or whatever. I'm like, dude, like, what are you going to give your kids? Like, here's $1 million to you, here's $1 million to you. What good is that? That's horrible. That is irresponsible, right? So for my family, I've spent a lot of time thinking about, like, big family home, right? I have a daughter too, right? And how I came up with this idea is one day my daughter Amelia is going to be married out to another family. And I want her to, yes, be a woman, but have the confidence to always know there's something behind her to catch her. So I don't ever want her to go into another family and put her head down. My dad's Shane, you know? So that's family done. But for myself, personal, I do feel like maybe coming to New Zealand as Chinese, and I do feel a little bit marginalized. I don't have victim mentality. I'm sure we can. It's pretty obvious, right? I just feel like Auckland, Aotearoa has given me so much in my life. I'd love to give back and educate the system a little bit. And in the past, we've just thrown money at things. Straight up. You know, like, it doesn't matter if it's Labour or like National, whichever side of the fence you swing, right? All they do is just throw money. Come on, man. Who actually goes? You guys probably do more work, right? With no money. Right? And so I think if technology's changed so much, right? So many things, the world has moved so quickly. The system hasn't changed at all. It could even just be voting. The way we vote is still the same. It has never changed, right? So perhaps having a look at the system and just pushing for equality, right? Of not so much outcome, but like opportunity for everybody, right? That'd be awesome. That'd be fucking awesome. And that's the world I want my daughter to live in.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. And man, and I know that you're about it because I've heard stories of like how you've helped schools in South Auckland fundraise for students to give them better resources and stuff. And man, that's cool.
Enough.
Like
that's
someone
not enough,
that doesn't know you,
I've barely done it. I've barely done it.
Okay,
I've
cool.
barely done it. No,
What's the show they're doing in the hood, but they don't realize, man.
I've barely done it. I don't want to sell that. No, I have not done enough. I've done jack shit. No, we're not doing that. I've barely done anything at all. But I'm coming though. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna figure things out, and I'm coming. Like, I'm determined. I'm coming. Yeah.
So is that the goal, Shane? Like, in terms of politics and being a politician, is it because you want to you make a difference in the system, or obviously you make a difference in Aotearoa? And so, if that's the case, what party are you looking at? Are you independent party, or you?
I've never told my mum this the other day. I never told my mum this at all, right? But the other day she was like, "You're gonna go Labour, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am." Look, it's not that I'm pro-Labour, pro-national. I just feel like if I was to join National, I'd be the most Labour guy there. Really. And if I was to join Labour, I'd be the most national guy there. You know, right? You know?
So you're in the middle.
But then, depending on how the cards are drawn, I could. I mean, Winston Peters is gonna have to retire one day. you know. So the party, I don't think, is quite so important. More so the end outcome and just a better life for everybody, because you know, the Australian Labor government is pretty cool, man. They do a good job. And I don't want to talk shit about our Labor, but like, great ideas and big heart, but like not a lot of execution, eh? You know, but big heart, you know. Your heart's in the right place, right?
Yeah, but they're also I don't know, I might get shot here, but they're also about handouts, eh?
Yes,
and those handouts, is that really the tool that we want to? Do you think that tool, their strategy around giving handouts? Oh man, I get shot. But do you think their tool?
We're never gonna get any sponsors now, man.
No, because I hear you say equality, and I love that. But I also hear you say education, and then I also hear you say, you know, that you know the system has to change, and God, that's a big picture. And so in the meantime, while that is happening, maybe 20 years from now, or maybe 30 years from now, I also hear you say that education might be the thing. You know, we need to get educated, and you've been saying that quite a bit tonight, which is cool because you're modelling the importance of whether it's formal education or just learning, that is really our buffer to equality, is by us being able to learn, figure things out, hold ourselves in that, in the hardships or in the, you know, recession and all that. That to me, I reckon is, and you're saying all of that and you're doing all of that. And I don't even see you as a dude that like takes the handouts anyway. So as much as you're saying this, I'm also hearing that that's not what you do and that's not even how you live. that you live through education, figuring things out, being in the midst of it, making a decision, rolling it out. That to me is the buffer. That is the buffer to equality, is equipping people to be able to do that, as opposed to, here's a handout to,
That's poison.
Yeah,
That's
right.
poison. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
So
cool.
I think you're national. I was kidding. I was kidding. But I see where you're going with. I think it's really important for us to also hear how you live your life is actually around that, and that to me shows that you've buffered yourself to be able to do this business and other businesses. And I'm hoping people hear that, because they can do something right now to step it up and figure out the system. Because I think there's a lot of people that are European as well who are trying to figure it out and haven't been given the knowledge or all that to know as well.
I'm not feeling sorry for them.
No.
Sorry.
My mentors are Pakia, right? And I don't think it's a color thing. I really don't.
Yeah.
It's a social class thing, right? Because I'm going to talk about Chinese people then, right? It's easy. I'm Chinese. Fuck, I can't get cancelled. Okay. Just because my mum and dad, my grandparents didn't go to university does not mean other Chinese families didn't go to university, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's a class thing, right? There must have been, well, maybe not a lot, but some Chinese families that like went to Harvard and this and figured it all out, and God knows what the fuck they're doing today, but probably like super like wealthy, and so I don't think it's a color thing. I never thought it was color. I think it's a social class thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. It's definitely the society that we sit in, eh?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things we don't have control on. Like just even the school you go to and how that school's positioned in society. Absolutely right. Like this impacts the quality of education you get, type of teacher you're sitting in front of, and the people that you're sitting around with. Like you don't have control on that. Unfortunately, that shapes how you view things. However, again, coming back to you and your story and how you've reached this point in your life, you've done that by pure drive, by pure wanting to learn and understand things. I think that's a great message to send to people who are going, if he can do it, I can do it. And it's not through handouts, guys. It's through the fact that he actually hustled, grinded, learned, figured things out, put on his arm and stood in the midst of that stuff and didn't give up. I love that.
Absolutely. And I think the key ingredient, like what is it? The key ingredient, in terms of, but it is like what Caroline's saying, Shane, is that people can learn. You can learn. You can educate yourself. You can do all that and study and so forth. But it's the doing, eh? Key is the doing. And I love what Caroline's saying in terms of you educate yourself, but you actually do it. You walk the talk. It's not like, oh yeah, okay, I got all these bright ideas. That's great, but you actually have actioned those ideas. And so, but just going back to the politics, are you afraid? Because I know there's a lot of people who have good intentions. Shane, they go into politics. Oh, I'm going to make a change. Let's do this. I want to do this for our people and all that kind of stuff for the community. Is there a fear that you might just end up being a cog in the whole scheme of things, in the big machine? Like you go in there, big dreams, big hopes,
And then just
and then you have to and then you have to toe the line. How are you gonna combat that?
I've thought about this, man. I've thought about this a lot. Perhaps it's bureaucracy that's stopping everything in New Zealand moving forward, or the world perhaps moving forward. We don't know. So I'm gonna just one step at a time. Fucking, I have no clue. Get there, and if it's that, then fuck it, I'll quit, and I'll try to do it in another way. I would have amassed a good amount of wealth. Fuck it, I'll create my own foundation. I'll do it then. Fuck all of you guys. Fuck all of you guys. Fuck all of you guys. Yeah. Fuck
Can you just put that I quit in perspective? Because I think some people, when they hear that I quit, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, when you're an entrepreneur and you've got all these ideas, there's some ideas that you just know is not working. And you got to shut it down, not waste any more resources on it, like you said earlier. Hire quick, fire quick.
Yeah.
Oh no, what did you?
Yeah, hire quick, fire quick. Yeah.
Hire quick, fire quick. That's the context of the I quit. It's not that I quit because it doesn't work entirely. It's just this idea doesn't work. I'm not going to put any more resources in it. I need to transfer the resource somewhere else.
The end goal stays the same, but let's just divert a little bit and try another path. Yeah.
Yeah, try another way.
Yeah.
Love that.
Incredible.
That's
I'm
resilience.
inspired.
Just the mindset. It is the mindset. I know you said there was no actual incident where like, or kind of epiphany, so to speak. Oh, I'm going to change my life. It's just the mindset. You just kind of push yourself, and you're here now. You're here with us, and obviously the businesses and all these other projects you have in the pipeworks. But Shane, in terms of juggling, how do you juggle all that? How do you must, I don't know, I don't even know if you sleep, but how do you juggle all of that in the mix? You got your daughter, your family, all that kind of, and then you got the 5 stores. What do you do? Obviously you go to the gym, but what is the thing that kind of sustains you? Like, okay, I need to do this and that. Is it time management, or that people might think, oh, he must be really good at time management? What is it?
I don't know how to answer that question, but I can give you some examples of things that have helped my mindset. I journal pretty much everything. I write everything down on my notes. Like if you look at my phone, it's just full of notes. Because I'm so busy, I write down notes that are relevant and that are important to my daughter. So if I do have quality time, I'm going to whip that out, have a quick skim, and if we're going to have a good conversation, at least I know like what's important right now. Yeah, you just find ways. You just find ways. Once upon a time, I met a man that was taking his company IPO over in Australia, in America IPO as well. So this guy was working like 13, 40 hours a day, right? He had 2 daughters, and I remember we had our meetings throughout the day, and I went over to his house for dinner. And he was like so fucking tired, you know, and his younger daughter was like, yo, can you take me to netball, I think. Netball. And he was like, yeah, no problems, baby, no problems, right? And right after dinner, he like fucking like just knocked out, just fell asleep. And I'm still at his house. And then she comes up to him, and I'm sitting there like just fucking trying to find things to do. And she's like, yo, Dad, wake up, take me. And he's like, yeah, I'll take you. And at that moment, I was like, holy shit, like this guy is the man, right? I was like, fuck, I think I work hard. I don't do shit, man. Like, I don't do shit. This is the guy, you know. This is a gangster right here. You know what I mean? Like, this is tough, you know. Mm-hmm. And so I just have these memories and these experiences. I'm like, I really don't think I do very all that much. And I just try to take on more. Like, I'm going to go to the gym after this. Like, and so what? Like, once upon a time I was blind, man. Like, shit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Shucks, yeah. Gosh.
And, you know, gym makes you feel better. That's your outlet.
Yeah. I call it crazy, bro. Like, I just have to, like, improve at everything all the time. So the cardio actually is very big to me. Not so much the lifting weights. I lift weights, obviously. But for me, the cardio... the cardio, I enjoy solitude, and I spend time thinking. And I have some exercises I do, and I talk about it with Sion. It's my version of meditation. I take myself to these very emotional states, and fuck, I sound like a wuss. I take myself. I get kind of teary, you know. I'm not sad though, you know. I'm just full of energy, and I start to think and ponder, and like eventually it does get quite depressing. Yeah, I'm quite sad, and I'm probably repeating my mantra as well. And then I just pull myself out. I'm like, oh, fuck, all right, fuck that shit. I'm done. And then throughout the day, one of the benefits is if someone like has a go at me, I'm chill, man. Like if someone's like, fuck you, Shane, I'm like, sweet. Like I just went through kind of like depression this morning. Like, oh, whatever, bro. God on you, my bro. Sweet as, you know. Like I just keep on going. Like I've already I felt so negative this morning. Pull myself out. How can you hurt me? You can't hurt me. You know, I don't feel anything. Sweet as, bro. Yeah.
Where did you learn that?
I don't know.
Did you? Is that like a therapy, or is that like a process? Is that like because that's I can see the logic in that. Or is that something that you just taught? Is that something you just found out works for you?
Done a lot of therapy, but then I realized I didn't quite really want to fix myself just yet. I prefer to stay broken for now.
To give you the edge?
Yes. Because I want to win, you know. I'm going to get there.
That's what drives it, eh?
Yeah. That's so cool.
Bit of pain. Fuck, it's all good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So I was like, stop. Yeah.
Cool.
You mentioned win, and I love it. I love that. Obviously, the winning mentality, and there's going to be some other competitors out there. How do you keep yourself ahead of the game? Because there might be some other guys. Oh man, I can do dumplings. Or there's other who came prior to you. How do you keep yourself in terms of those competitors and the competition? How do you keep yourself ahead of the game, but even in terms of quality and being the best?
I don't think about anyone else in terms of competition at all. There's guys out there that have a product that looks identical within about 100 meters away from my store. When I say identical, I mean like literally identical. I don't give a shit, man.
Just name and shame them, man.
No, that's probably what they want, right? We talk about winning the situation, right? Don't take it personal. Nothing's personal. It's just business, you know? Sweet as.
That's cool.
That's a cool take on that.
That's just like when we spoke to Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Like, because there was another sushi place that copied them, but he was like, "Oh, why am I wasting my time thinking about them?" But like, if he started tasting it and looked at their product, it'll change the way he's doing his own one. And so it's cool, like hearing you. So I didn't even. And why would you give them spotlight if you mentioned them here? Eh? It's not like we got 1 million followers, but
Not yet.
Not yet. Yes.
And there's no way anyone could outwork me. And this isn't arrogance. Like, there's absolutely no way anyone could outwork me. I can hand on heart say right now, I'm definitely not the wealthiest, the richest, the smartest, or I'm not like the top of anything. But there's no doubt about one thing, and I know this from here. I'm the fastest moving, like, 35-year-old in this country. I'm fucking 100 miles an hour. I'm just running, man. As to the results, no clue, but I'm running. Yeah. I'm trying, man. Like, shit, I'm trying 150% all day, every day. No breaks. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't do anything. Like, dialed in. Fighters have training camps for like 3 months. My life is training camp. I don't give myself any break.
So you don't drink? You don't drink at all? Good on you.
No.
Good on you.
Jeez.
Just go. I know other guys like that, sounds like that. At 3 a.m. in the morning, like we're both wide awake, talking like content ideas.
Jeez.
Like, shit. Yeah. That's why he's successful.
Yeah.
Because he works.
Is there quite a group of you, or is it just the two of you?
I have my own crew. He's one of them now. There's a group, a couple of boys I all grew up with, and I'm really proud of that actually. Boys I grew up with, half of us went to jail. One of them like nearly a decade. All turn our lives around. None of us drink. Our parties are boring. We just sit around and talk business and appreciate life and talk about family and just hustle.
It's not boring.
Yeah.
That's not boring, man.
And when one of us has a bit of bitch and like weak mentality, one of us will call him out straight away, right there and right then.
That's so good.
Yeah. And we've been boys for like since forever. And a lot of people like win by themselves. I'm super proud of this. All my boys have come up. And there's a group of us and some of these boys are making money, man. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, moving, yeah.
Just a thought, because this is something that you learn as you get older. Overworking's cool, right? Because you're awake longer. Your productivity's probably at the rate that the dude who's having his 8-hour sleep is not achieving. However, the dude who's getting his 8-hour sleep is waking up the next day and he's thinking clearly, making better decisions because his well-being's intact. Is that the risk that you put yourself at when you're overworking? Do you see that as a risk? That you might be high on quantity in terms of your productivity, but the quality is. Do you see that could be a risk, or maybe not?
I have two things I want to say to that. One is my meeting with David Williams today, successful entrepreneur. Very, very. I really admire him and I listen. And he was like, Shane, like, fuck, I know you, bro. Like, make sure you walk on this, like, on the beach, take your shoes off and walk on the sand. I'm like, I get it. I'm like, yes. He's like, I tell other people you need to work harder, but you, bro, just like chill out sometimes. So yes, 100% there's that side of the fence. But I have my own concept and theory because I do a lot of personal development, right? My theory is because I've lived a life of just doing without thinking very too much straight up. I have not thought too much. All I've done is just experience and learn. Even though now, me not thinking too much, I'm probably 1,000 times smarter than I used to be. Potentially one day when I'm 45, I might not think at all. And just because of experience and what I've learned, 10% effort is probably 1,000% in terms of productivity of whoever I was 10 years ago. So fuck it, just go full.
Yeah, I get that. That's good. I like that.
I ain't afraid of pain.
Because the more experience you can bank, the more experience you can bank, at some stage you're going to be on automatic pilot and I have to figure things out. It's already figured out because you've done so much of it.
Yeah, you just know. Yeah.
As opposed to the dude who's getting his 8 hours sleep and he's making great decisions on a 5-day basis. And then, you know, when you look at what he's banked in terms of knowledge and experience, it's still, yeah, I get it. Cool. I like that.
His decisions.
That's mean.
He might be inexperienced and dumb. Like, he could put in 1,000 hours. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like, he could be dumb, right? Well, he hasn't done anything. What does he know about anything?
You know, I like that because we live in a society right now where well-being is like, I don't know if it's like a market or a trend, but it's a thing at the moment and everyone's jumping in on it and everyone's like, make sure you get your 8 hours sleep and make sure you clock off at a certain time and make sure you get your mental health days and blah, 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 blah. And that's coming back to what you said earlier, I don't know, somebody said it today. They're like, maybe they just get employers to do that to keep people feeling safe. But we're talking to an entrepreneur right now who is like, no, it doesn't work like this in my world. And I appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate that.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Once upon a time, did you stay up late practicing these pictures?
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
For sure,
because they're fucking amazing.
Oh man, thanks.
What is it to say?
Yeah. I like their take on it because we're living in a world right now where people are pulling back because of the being safe and well-being and all of that, which is important. I'm not saying it's not. But man, thank you for sharing that. That was very rich.
No more 8 hour sleeps for me.
Yeah, bro.
That's rich, man.
That's cool.
That's very good.
But I love it because you're going against the grain. Because what Caroline's saying is that we've got all these like buzzwords now and everyone's jumping on this like movement and sometimes we're just labeling stuff for the sake of it and everyone's starting to do the same thing. But you're unique. You know what's good for you. You know how you work, and you're just saying it for what it is, and I love it. Like we need more of that.
What's one thing we say? If you spend your entire life pursuing like just trying to be happy, I assure you, you're not going to be very happy. If you just like all you think about how can I be happy today? Holy shit! I guarantee you're going to live a very upsetting life. There's no doubt about it. Like I can almost say that's fact. If that's all you think about all day, how to feel good. Holy shit.
You end up feeling bad.
I don't think you're going to be very happy. I really don't.
Yeah. Because happiness normally comes after a dip. Hey, it comes after a dip, comes after a lull, comes after like when peaks have finished.
Just doing things.
Yeah.
Doing things. Yeah.
And it comes from the process. That's why I love hearing your story because you're like, it's in the process where the adrenaline rushes, but when the mahi's done, it's like boring.
Exactly.
What's the point? Why are we still here? Kind of thing. And so yeah, the pursuit of happiness is the pursuit.
That's
not
right.
the destination.
That's right. It's
love
the
that.
pursuit. Yeah.
It's cool. And I need to ask you as well because you're coming up. Obviously, as being an entrepreneur, you come up with all these ideas, and sometimes your mind doesn't get a bit to rest. You're always 1,000 miles an hour, and so do you have to be in a certain space or in a certain place where you come up with all these ideas and you create out these ideas? Some people like to go to the shower, run water, and just be there. So what do you do? What do you do in terms of like okay? And then you come up with these amazing ideas.
Sorry. You said showers go hard. Good times.
You would?
No, show by myself.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so what do you do? Do you have a ritual? Or do you kind of like, or do you just like, is it just
Shane's
off the
got
cuff?
some good
Off
gym
the
shower
cuff, I'm
stories.
Shane, or do you just? Are you the gym, the show?
Fortunately and both unfortunately, I don't have a specific place or a time. Both my gift and I think my pain is my brain doesn't switch off. Yeah, it's like the same sword I cut with cuts me too. You know, double edged. That's all good, man. It's a gift. It's a blessing. Could be far worse. I could not think at all. That'd be horrible. Yeah.
Is it exhausting?
No.
No?
Don't ask those questions. It's not
Cool.
good.
I like that.
Yeah. What's
Very
the point?
good.
Yeah. The more you
Yeah.
say you're tired, the more tired you get.
Yeah.
Right? If you know you need to rest, just go rest. Right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
When you need to fuel up.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah. Go recharge.
You never say you're tired. You never say you're tired. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, that's cool. That's very good.
That's good.
And
Now I see
recharge.
why you don't go therapy. Don't ask me those questions.
Don't you dare ask me that.
No, it's good, man. I love it.
And so, oh gosh.
I'm trying to think, but I don't want to think.
Ask me personal questions. Bro.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, like I'm feeling good now, and I've opened up a bit more. Ask me anything.
cool,
Yeah. No filter now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, with those, some of those ideas, obviously you're selling those individuals. They kind of like, I come up with an idea, I'm just going to jump to it and just keep going. I'm going to do it. Have there been some ideas in the past, or even present, like, man, they just bombed, sucked? Nah.
My content sucks, you know, but I'm trying. Like, have you seen my Instagram account? But what's awesome is if it's important, you just continue, and I'm really proud that I've like grinded it out, and stuck at it and been consistent. And I made a little story about the other day. I was like, oh, I still stuck, but I'm getting better. That's a yay. Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, man, if Betia's son came across your content, you know you're doing something right.
Thank you.
Yeah, and my son's 37, so
Whatever.
he's 14. He's 14.
You know, because when our young people start watching stuff and then they start talking about it, then you know you've hit that audience. Man, not that I don't appreciate mandate audience when they come up to us, but I've never had a young person come to us and go, hey man, I seen you on that podcast.
Do you want a
But
young
we're getting
person?
there with you.
Do you want a young
Yeah, I
person?
want to be cool, man. I want to be cool.
Well, if we're getting personal, hey, is marriage in the cards?
Shit.
Okay,
No, he's pressured to give us a certain answer.
Why are you recording me, Sam? What the hell, man?
Can we talk about this, Shane? Yeah.
You talking about leaving money for your family, your daughter. How about your partner? Nah.
I appreciate my partner for being with me and sticking it through. We've been together not that long, 2 years. I am a difficult person to be with. All I talk about is business, the next moves, pretty much myself 24/7. You think I'm not aware? I'm fucking aware, man. But shit, man, like, you know, I got to keep moving. Sitting at home and watching a Netflix movie, I think she was like, fuck yeah. Like, fuck a dinner date, you know what I mean? Because I don't do anything, right?
Yeah.
That's so, like, I think once upon a time when I was dating, girls thought, man, fuck, you know, it'd be awesome being with Shane, you know? Because sometimes they do see the flashiness and, like, the lifestyle and perhaps the money. And then you come into it and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what this brother does is just work and gym, you know? And he's like constantly up and down like a roller coaster. A bit of time off, he's with his daughter, second guessing everything. I'm not sure if I'm a good parent, and that's one of the things we talk about. She's like, you're good. I'm like, oh, am I? I don't know. Am I doing this for me? Am I doing this for... I'm constantly asking shit, man. Am I doing enough about everything? So is marriage on the cards? I'm sorry, but I want to, you know, like one day, but for now, I'm not going to let anything get in between me and my dreams. If it means one day that if I have to let it go, fuck it, I'll let it go. Like I'm willing to sacrifice fuck everything. Like let's go. And then my daughter, you know, fuck it, let's go. You know, yeah, give me the pain, give it to me. You know, yeah.
Do you feel like this grind is seasonal, or is it gone?
Just life.
It's just life.
It's not seasonal. It's how can I like do more? Like I feel like I'm always not doing enough. So like this hustle, that this energy, this amount of work I'm putting out now, like if anything, I don't even think it's high. It's like, oh fuck, I'm not like fuck. I'm 35, man. My career's about to begin. You know, like shit. Like the best year's about to come. Like yeah, I'm about to begin.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
Call it critical mass, eh? When you do all that, do all that mahi, you bank all that knowledge, you bank all that experience. It's inevitable. It's going to explode. Like that's just science in its greatest. So like, and I think people out there when they hear this, they just think, oh, is it a? I mean, I hear you say it could be a luck thing, but nah. At the end of the day, what you put in is what you get out. And so it's inevitable that you're gonna hit it.
I know it too.
Yeah,
it's inevitable. It is written for me. I know.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
So that grind thing really is just. I don't know, when I hear that question, I just wonder if the grind thing is just who you are.
No, like, well, I've done so much self-work, right? And I really know who I am. Like, when you say it's inevitable, like, I know. It's going to happen. 100%. Like, yeah, I know myself so well. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So again, when you're in the, you know, all that, when you described what you're sitting in right now, you're able to get through it and you're able to stand in it because you know what the end result is. And I think a lot of people don't always... they get so caught up in the now and they forget what the vision is. They forget what the bigger picture is. But you've said bigger picture a few times tonight, which tells me you've got a you've got a destination you've got to hit. That's cool.
You know, when you paint, brother, right? When you start to paint these things, I think when you first get the camp, my biological father is a career painter, so I like art. I collect art. I like art. Okay. And I know when you paint things, you don't just like start in the corner and you kind of paint your way across, right? You do the whole thing first in layers and layers. And even when you start to focus on one bit, it's layers and layers. But you start to kind of figure it out bit by bit, patch by patch, right? So like I know the bigger picture, but like do I know exactly what it looks like? No. But I kind of know what it vaguely looks like and I'm running towards it,
Yeah, because you can envision it, eh? You can envision it, you can see it.
And you can feel it. I go by feelings, yeah.
That's cool.
So with all these challenges, like what's made you not give up? What's made you not throw in the towel or like, you know, stuff this, let me do something else?
Oh, I have thought about necking myself and killing myself a few times. Not even, you know, obviously the blindness was one of the times. Another time is going through my breakup and separation and having a kid involved. I guess not so much the breakup, but like the kid, and very complex at the time. And then I had just started something Dumpling, and my mum was like, you know, going through all of that, and I was and like obviously probably just a lack of sleep as well. Like for me to say lack of sleep, that really is no sleep, right? Like maybe like 2 or 3 hours of sleep, months on end. I'm not talking 6 hours. I'm like 2 or 3 hours of sleep, right? So probably extremely mentally ill. And I remember standing above a high-rise building where I parked my car that day, and I was like, "Shit, man, this is difficult," you know. I even climbed across the ledge actually, and I looked down. And I was like, I slept there for quite a bit. I flipped back over. I wrote a poem. It was about the sun. I just didn't do it. Lucky, maybe lucky. I think a lot of my life is luck. There's the hard work and stuff like that, but I do believe in like just being like lucky and blessed and stuff like that. I don't think it's just because I'm super able or anything like that. I'm not that special. A lot of it is luck, no doubt about it. Just lucky.
Because there has to be some inspiration. Obviously, you got mentors, you have other people you look up to, other business people you look up to. And so for Shane, who is your inspiration? Who's the ultimate inspiration as to why you get up in the morning, you do the things you do, 100 miles an hour, you just keep going? Who is that inspiration? Is it a person? Is it something you've Who's the one thing that's kind of like a beacon of light for you and just says, this is my hope? I'm speculating it's your daughter, but what is it for Shane?
It is my daughter. She is my light, right? Like, yeah, she's my source of, she is my source of strength. But if it's like mentor, like take my daughter out of it, she's my energy, no doubt about it. But if it's like a mentor or something like that, there's one man that has absolutely changed my life. It is Bruce Blake. I met Bruce like when I had my bar a couple of years ago. He's quite a famous entrepreneur, businessman, very successful. First generation, comes from nothing to proper, just so many things, right? Very successful. Okay, and he came to my bar, and I had no clue who the fuck he was. He was like, "So Shane," I'm like, "Shit, so sorry, man. You are, And he's like, "I'm Bruce Blake," super positive. And he left Mandy, his wife, there, and just talked to me for ages. I actually felt kind of bad. Sorry, Mandy. And one of the first things Bruce said to me is, "I believe in you." Fuck. And I just bawled out. Fuck, I'd be crying a lot. I'm talking about crying a lot.
Good. Hey, all good.
Because I'm in my 30s, right? And I'd never heard anyone say, "I believe in you" in my life. Not my mum, not my dad, nobody, right? And he's like, "I believe in you. You're special. Run as fast as you can." I was like, what the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? And I see his like fucking Ferrari parked over there, and I love cars, and we just got talking, and I got to know him, and he's played a big mentorship role in my life. And it's maybe unpopular opinion and stuff like that. Like I'm appreciative of Bruce. He never tells me to slow down. More. Do you want to be the best or not, Shane? Like, do you want it? Because you don't have to want it. You could just be pretty good, right? Because I've got these goals, and he knows all the things that I want, and he's like, "Bro, like, you don't have to. You could just be pretty good. You could just like maybe sit the bar over there, and you don't have to like endure all this pain and more. This mindset is painful, right?" I was like, no, I really do. And yeah. So over the years, Bruce has given me a lot of his time, and a lot of it is just friendship. Sometimes I run ideas and things past him, and he just gives me affirmation. And it's pretty cool to have someone believe in you and tell you you're special, because you don't really hear that, not in my culture. Yeah.
Man, Bruce, props
Really?
to Bruce.
Bruce Blake, yeah.
So your dad's Korean? Your biological
No,
dad?
my biological, they're all Chinese.
All right.
My biological father left me twice, but anyways, good on him. But anyways, yeah.
Oh, but he's not here.
He's Chinese.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Sorry,
Chinese,
I must
yeah.
have misheard that. I
Yeah.
thought you said he was Korean.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we would have gone on a different journey there.
What's the chances there, Shane? Like he would just come to your bar and talk to you.
Yeah. I think he would have been friends with like one of my other business partners. And then he's like, oh, they maybe talking about me a little bit. And they're like, oh, Shane does dumplings. And I looked at my work a little bit. I think the energies just vibed. And he was like, what's up, bro? I'm like, hey, man. Yeah. Changed my life. And I tell him, I said, because for a period of time, I was like, fuck, man, what would I give to Bruce one day? Fuck, I appreciate it. And I was like, one night, I missed it. And I was like, Bruce, I'm going to fucking beat you one day. That's my gift to you. I'm gonna beat you, yeah. And he's like, "That's Bruce, yeah." And I think that would he would feel pretty good. I think,
Yeah, he's holding you to that challenge. Yeah. Good on you.
Yeah, my Lord, levels all. And your hope? What's your hope for as a dad in this day and age? Your hope for your daughter? What's the great hope? Like any good father, any good parent, what's the hope for your girl?
My baby girl. In Chinese culture, we raise sons and daughters very differently. We raise sons hard, and we beat the shit out of them. We don't give them anything, right? And I'm raising my daughter, not privileged, but like we raise them like a princess. I think I've already done a pretty fucking good job. I think she loves herself. As long as she can grow up and think critically for the things that she wants in life, I've done my job. It does not matter what it is. Yeah. That, because I define financially free like that, just free, right? If you could just openly think about the things that you want to pursue and pursue them, right? that's a life worth living.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Do you need, like, you know, you've talked about pain quite a bit. Do you need pain to succeed, do you reckon?
Yes and no. I we talk about this a lot. You know, I think common myth, and this is my opinion, is like you need to come up from a lot of adversity to be like successful. And that adversity is different to pain, because you could just train really hard and it's painful, right? I don't believe you need to come from a lot of adversity to be successful, although it can help. If anything, it is to be like at the upper echelons, the top 0.001%. Typically, you are supported. You are not by yourself. And there could be some trauma here and there, but you are supported, and it comes from, I think, a good place.
Yeah.
Of peace and stuff like that, and not so much, but there will be pain in it. But the root of it, I think, is like love. We look at Floyd Mayweather or Mike Tyson or some of these guys, right? Like, and they'll talk about the pain, but I think the root of it is like Gus and like Floyd's dad and stuff, right? Like, sure, they trained really hard and it was painful, right? But what about Gus with Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah,
because love. Yeah,
that's
love, man. Yeah, that's love.
So true.
Support.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I remember, you're right. With Cus D'Amato, with Mike Tyson, now obviously when Cus died, it all went downhill for Mike. Mike, yeah, you're right. And because he had so much love for this man. And so I love it. Because it's so cool. Because, you know, we've talked about the business and so forth, but it seems like, and I know, money is not the reason as to why you do what you do. And it's so cool. I love it. And I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs that are like that. They think, oh no, it's not about the money. It's about making a change. And so I just want to ask you, because and I want you to be frank and honest about this one, Shane. If it was all said and done, and God forbid you pass on, whatever. But when it's all said and done, also, what is it that you want to leave behind? What do you want people to remember you by or from, in terms of who you are as an individual? More so, not as a businessman, but more so as an individual. And Shane Liu, what do you want them to remember you by?
I've spent a lot of time thinking about this, and the answer is I don't want anyone to remember anything. I don't think it's important. As long as I can get as long as I have done what I have set out to do, whether people remember me or not, like it's just not about the external world. It's not. It's about what's in here for me, because I want it. I actually don't care if people remember me or not. I would face and confront Allah and God and say, fuck, I tried really hard, bro. Fuck, I really tried. I care about his opinion, you know. But in terms of people, like, don't need to remember me. It's all good.
Wow. So many people work so hard trying to leave a legacy and not be forgotten, but the reality is you will forget them. They will die, and so is them, their memory, and you have to work really hard to keep someone alive in your head, right? And here we are being alive. And I always think that we work too hard trying to think about the afterlife, when in fact we've got to get it right now. Got to get it right now. Like, what happens after that? You don't know until you get there, or what happens when you're left. You're not here anymore. God, that's I like your perspective on that. That's me.
And it's selfish, man. Like, you're talking about legacy, like it's not about yourself, to be honest, right? Who cares, man? People remember you, yay, nice, and then like, sweet, bro. Like, what? Like, sweet as, you know, like, cool, bro. Like, nice, like, kapa. Like, what the hell, man? Like nice, you remembered. Like, okay, you know. But I do know one thing. When I confront God one day, Almighty, and I want to have that kind of confidence, where like, I fucking gave him my best shot, and he's like, oh nah, but you didn't do these things right or wrong or whatever, and if it was to cast judgment and not approve of me, I want to have so much confidence. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, so be it. I just go to hell then. This was never for me anyways. Like, I want to have that much confidence, you know?
Yeah.
So be it.
Yeah, you want to use what you got until it's all done. Good on you. That's so cool. I'm still sort of like fascinated by how you balance just your whole thing about getting up in the morning. You know, you're dancing with pain in the morning. Can I say it like that?
Yeah.
You've also just shared some of your experiences when you hit rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you even climbed up to the ledge. Again, I just feel like pain is still a big driver though, eh? Is that what I'm hearing, or I'm not hearing?
It's a driver. I learned something on my last podcast. I used to think that I really enjoyed and I love pain, and I had a lot of disregard for, I guess, joy, right? But on my last podcast with Akash, he said he had a different perspective, and I think I learned something off him that day. And it's you could say I both care and like pain, and also kind of disregard and don't care as well, right? And the same thing applies for joy. Like, I actually don't think about feelings at all, be it positive or negative. Like, whatever needs to fuel me for the day, I'll use it as fuel. Are there moments I like bask in some type of weird fantasy glory? Of course. You know, I'm like, yeah, I'm the man. You know, of course, right? So it's a bit of both, right? But it is just using whatever you got at the time, and just as a source of energy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. No, cool. And you have to have a toolkit that's got a whole heap of stuff in there, eh? Mm-hmm. So in the morning when you need some mornings joy might be enough, and then other mornings, I'm getting complacent with joy. I need to get into. Yeah, cool. I get it. That's cool. I like that. Using different things on different days, different parts of the day, and then, you know, glorifying yourself different parts of the day, which people will lie if they say that they don't do that. Yeah. But in your head, you do that some parts of the day to reassure some of your own insecurities, to almost rub that out. So I love that you've shared that. These are the different tools you use just to get through.
You touched on something that's like, I think, very important, and that's insecurities. I used to. No, I guess I'm still insecure. But I've really chipped at it. I think a big part of who I am today is because I've done so much work on my insecurities and ego. Like, I've just pulled myself up, and I've just called myself out over and over again, and I've just really chipped at these insecurities. I think that's a big foundation of me as a character, just really knowing who I am.
What do you mean by call yourself out? And I'm asking this from a practical context. Because, I think we all have insecurities. Yeah. I mean, we can only talk about ourselves. Yeah. And even at this age, I have insecurities. And I deal with it in different ways. And I love how you call them out. What does that practically look like and sound like? Is that you just saying it in your head, or you saying it to yourself in the mirror, or you just...
Openly saying it in front of people and dealing with it. Like, once, like, these tattoos, like I always talk about it because people are like, awesome tattoos, and stuff like that, and I'm always like, yeah, and then sometimes I wouldn't say regret, but I always tell people, like, if get tattoos when you're older, not when you're younger, because I tell the story. I regret a lot of my tattoos, especially the ones on my hands, irrespective of how beautiful they are. A lot of my tattoos were done when I was very insecure and I wanted to look tough, straight up. Yeah. And now I have redefined what tough is. It's not on the outside. It's not tattoos on your skin. None of these are really cultural. They're like Chinese tattoos and stuff. But, like, let's be honest, man. Is it really that deep? Nah, man. Straight up, I was a loser. Yeah. And so, like, I put all these tattoos on my hands because I was insecure, and I was hoping that I would look strong and shit. But, like, for me, strong now is completely different. A strong man is, like, just plain, and it's not about what's on the outside. It's all what's on the inside. And so I look and I'm like, fuck, I look like a bitch. Like, shit. Because it's not like cultural tattoos, like Maori tattoos, right? Or, island tattoos. Like, what the hell, man? Come on, man, And it's not like I'm super artistic or anything. Like, I am artistic, I'm creative, but, like, let's be honest, like, come on, man. I'm just calling myself out, It might be different for some people. They might really like art or design, whatever. But for me, nah. Just thought I was cool,
So that's just a reminder of who you were and where you...
I've got a soul on my arm. Those dumbass tattoos. My tattoos are like...
I'm sure there's a story to everyone.
There is.
We'll save that for another podcast. Part two.
So those remind you. And so when you call it out, How was that sound like?
What my tattoos?
No,
or?
when you call out your insecurities.
Well, just there. Like I was insecure and dumb and like not very thoughtful, weak. Yeah, and I tried to mask it all with these things.
Yeah.
I didn't solve shit.
Do you replace that with something?
No.
Or do you just say that out loud?
No, and then so what I did was like, well, what is really strong, right? And I was like, oh, what is tough? And I just go figure out what tough is, and then like, oh, what does that look like? What does that feel like? Yeah,
that's cool.
Lots of things.
I like that process, and I think it's important. Everyone does it different. Hey, everybody does it different, and I always like it when people share, because these are intimate things. We don't share this stuff with other people.
Really?
We don't. I'm a pretty transparent person when I need to be.
Yeah.
But only if we arrive at that topic. I'm not going to be like, shit, I feel really insecure right now and call it out. It's in my head. You know, I might do things to I might rub my hands or rub the part of my body that in the moment is feeling that mostly. And so I'll try and relieve myself of that. But I don't like call it out. And then there's some people where I might just say it out front, like this is, that's me. And but I don't think I'd call it out, but we don't always talk about how we flip it.
Like work on it, right?
Yeah, work on it, flip it, rebuild it, restore it, like all of that. And I'm not one for simple answers or band-aid answers. I hate that stuff. So when I hear yours, I'm going, cool. You're straight out honest. And people need to hear that stuff, because too many times they're like, I mean, no offense, and for some people it works, but too many times we hear like just the band-aid answers, like I just pray about it, and it's like, oh, come on, like that's one version, but there's also you pray about it, but then what's the practical stuff of it as well? And I'm not dissing people in that regard, but sometimes I just feel some answers are just so band-aid that we need some of that hardcore stuff as well, like real stuff, practical stuff that's quite individualized. And then when you share that with people, they can pick and choose what suits them.
I don't mind. So when you call yourself out, right? Like I always say these things honestly and openly, with the whole, you're just talking about feelings and how sometimes you don't express it, right? I express all my feelings all the time. You can't hurt me. So like if I'm feeling upset and there's some type of confrontation, I'll tell someone like, you're making me feel upset. It's awkward, yeah, but I'm upset and I'll let you know, And like, so when I call myself, other examples is like, you'll often hear me say like, I'm new money, I have no class. That's the truth, man. It's not ugly. Like I'll call myself for what it is, because I think I'm beautiful, but even though I'm ugly, sort of thing, right? Like you get it?
Cool. I like that. I like that.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Say it again.
So like, I'll call myself I'll describe myself and define myself with literally what I am. Like even if it's ugly and it's like when someone hears it, it's not positive. I'm like, fuck it. I'm beautiful, like so that new money, no class thing. I always tell it, I'm new to this, man. I have no class, no shame.
Cool.
So you're verbalizing this out loud?
Yeah.
Man. And I like it. Correct me if I'm wrong. And you said that if someone is making you feel uncomfortable, you just let them know. You're
making me uncomfortable. You're making me uncomfortable. I use that a lot in negotiation. It's actually very confrontational, and you can really feel out if someone's got some balls on them or not.
So what's the test?
Oh, no, use it. Yeah. You're making me uncomfortable.
Oh, you're making me upset.
So what's the response if they've got balls or not?
Well, like.
And it depends.
It depends how they, just
how they respond.
How do they respond?
Well, if they have balls, they just talk to them and they apologize and they're like really positive. Like, oh shit, sorry, man. Yeah. If they're actually like confident, they love themselves. They're, yo, my bad.
And if they don't?
Well, they're just like, we'd trust that,
That's cool.
I like that, man. No, you really are in touch. I think that's cool. I think I'm going to try that. You're making me feel uncomfortable. What if they say, oh, you're making me feel uncomfortable as well?
No, we'll just talk about it openly, right?
Caroline will say, they move
No, these are such good tips, bro. Not honest.
Go ahead, you're making me uncomfortable.
Because if somebody was to say that to me, I'd address it, but there's a part of me that would go into defense mode. I justify it, and, you know, try and divert the conversation.
Or just end it.
In
the conversation.
Yeah.
That's a move. That's always a move. Yo, you're making me uncomfortable. Can we just park it here? And can I go have a think about it?
Ooh, that's good.
That's very respectful, right?
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
What's the hood way of saying it?
You're effing me up.
You're making me feel uncomfortable.
Do you leave the table?
Hmm.
Is there a certain point where you go, oh, you're making me really uncomfortable. I'm going to end this conversation right now.
I might stand up, but like I won't be I won't shake a hand or something.
And
Because you want to project good energy. Nothing
Yeah.
will ever shake that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, nothing will shake that. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Some
Some good,
masterclass
some good tips, man. Oh, what good.
Gotta use it somewhere. That's new.
Don't just throw it randomly. Like this guy's like fucking having a good time, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh yeah, well, I got a work ball tomorrow, so I want to be drinking a bit. You're making me feel uncomfortable. Can you put some over there?
Hasn't even said a word.
Yeah. You know what?
Oh, man. Oh,
That's
man.
so good. Gosh, that's so good.
Oh man, Shane, I tell you, I'm conscious of time, but brother, man, so much nuggets, and so much wisdom as well, and so I appreciate your cordial, appreciate the talanoa and just the talk, but brother, I just so many things I've gotten from this. Obviously, your confidence, your mindset, and obviously in terms of you just. You know, it's the doing. I love people always say it's the process. You got to go through the process and enjoy the process. So not the final product and so forth, but just the grit to do what you do. And I got mad respect for that because it's not easy. People think being an entrepreneur is like, oh yeah, anyone can be an entrepreneur. I can do this, but it's not for the faint-hearted. I believe so. And spoken like a true entrepreneur. I'm talking about you. Because true entrepreneurs, it's not about the money. It's what can you do, in terms of change, in terms of making lives better, whatever it is. It's not even about the money. Money is just a bonus, it just comes with it. And so, mad props to you. All the best in 2024, but more so for the future. And please don't forget us, because we want you to come back when you go to Australia, do those stores there, whatever it is, whatever projects you have in mind. Come back, because we need to have another talanoa in terms of what is Shane Liu doing in this present moment. But otherwise, mad props and much love, Usul. Much love for the work that you do, man.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm inspired. I'm challenged. There's a lot of, I guess, gems that I know I want to apply, especially the. You're making me feel. But I just, I'm excited for you, and I'm glad that we've made a connection. Because, man, just want to keep tabs and keep see where your journey leads you. And one thing that I really appreciate is that we're emotional people. Right, and there's gonna be some highs, some lows. Then we'll be angry, and there'll be times where life is feeling good. But what you've taught me tonight is that regardless of the emotions, you know how to use it to benefit you on that day. Whether it's a low, you know that there's nothing you can do during the day that will make me feel what I felt this morning, what I went through. When you're happy, you'll use that to, project to other people. So I'm really, encouraged. So I thank God that you never gave up in those many times that you went, because your story is going to impact someone else, the next Shane that, is trying to figure it out for himself. And you shared to us that life-changing moment when it was Bruce Blake, where he... you're standing on the other side of the counter, and he encouraged you to say these words that I believe in you. In my mind, man, you're paying it forward that the one day you're going to be the next Bruce Blake to someone else, And yeah, I just, man, your life's a movie. You're the main character, and I just look forward to supporting you in your independent party, because I hate National and Labour. Sorry, can we cut that out? But just grateful, brother. Thank you for tonight. Thank you for these dumplings, and thank you to our brother Sion for Milgi.
The Milgi.
So, yeah. To local entrepreneurs, man, support them, because when they win, the rest of us win. So thank you. So.
Yeah, thank you for tonight. I've really appreciated the honest conversation. My gosh, you're very transparent. I love that. I'm sad that we're ending the conversation now, because I could go on all night with this conversation.
The woman can go forever.
No, it's just the learnings. Your perspective is rich. It's very well-rounded, and very in depth as well. And so thank you for sharing what you have shared tonight. I hope this is part one of many more parts to come, because I think there's so much that can be learned from the way you do life. You know, just the way you do life is crazy, but in such a cool way. I love also how you've talked about mental health tonight so openly, and I appreciate that, because in the middle of how in the midst of your experiences, you still move, you still get things done, and you still carry what you carry, and stand in the midst of it. So really appreciate tonight. Thank you so much. It's been so enriching. Glad I jumped on tonight's.
No, hard out, man. It's just enriching. Maybe just one more question, also, because there might be someone budding entrepreneurs like, oh man, please ask them this question. Thus far, in terms of your journey thus far, and the business that you're doing, what is the key component thus far that you have learned that is going to make, without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to make for a successful entrepreneur?
The key component was just something really important, right?
Is it important or central?
Central.
Yeah, central.
I truly, from the bottom of my heart, believe you can be anything you want to be. Yeah, and the only way to figure it out is by doing and trying. You are not going to think your way there. Yeah, and that's all I can say. Yeah. And on top of that, no one's coming to save you, man. You're on your own.
You're not sponsored by Nike. Cool.
No, awesome, Shane. Hey, Shane, we always give our guests.
I want to say thank you to you, bro. Bro, I want to say thank you to you guys. I see all of this because I know what hard work fucking looks like. And I see this and this and that and all this setup. Oh, shit. And I'm like, damn, well done. You are an incredibly, like, strong individual. So all of you guys, you. And of all the things you could have chosen to do in life, like, you could have made like a shit ton of money. You could have made a shit ton of money, right? You chose to do this and impact the community right off the bat. I don't even have the fucking heart to do it straight away. I'm like doing business and trying to save my family first. Fuck. Courageous. Wild. So thank you guys. I see it, man. I fucking see all of this. Like, truly see it. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you, man. Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, man. Heaps. But we do have a gift for you, Shane. We do have a gift. We always do a bit of a caricature of our guests, a bit of a cartoon of how we envision them to be. And so this is on behalf of the Mandate team.
Yo, yes.
This is for you, Shane.
Fuck. Thank you guys so much.
Bro, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
But Shane, is there anyone that you can think straight off the top of your head in terms of who would be ideal to come on the podcast? Could be anyone.
I know some really interesting people of all walks of life. Would you like, I'm going to give you guys a list. Yeah, what would you like? I can give you 4 of them. It could be like ex-gang members turning their lives around to like super successful in business, or like all ages, all demographics. Oh. I'm going to give you guys a list, man. Straight up. Like, I know so many people.
Yeah. Awesome. Give us the lot, man. That'd be cool, man. Yeah. Awesome.
I'm going to give you guys a list. Yeah.
Mado, lover. And so we always give our guests the last words of encouragement for our viewers, our listeners. Shane, one more thing you want to add on to encourage our folks out there?
I think on behalf of my family, like my mum, dad, brother and sister, I do want to say thank you to the public for supporting us to this far. As much as we put in effort and we try to do the best we can, I want to thank public for coming and giving us a chance and buying the dumplings. I promise you all, right? Like I'm gonna do something good with the money that I make. I promise you guys. I'm gonna come back. Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Man, awesome. What a privilege once again. Shane Liu. And so please, folks, look forward to what you both thought on comments, but also please press the subscribe button. More of you guys supporting us in terms of getting amazing guests and also amazing content. Much appreciated. As usual, brothers and sister.
And babe, refine,
unlock,
and take charge.
Yo.
William's brother, sister before her husband and wife.
You're making me feel like
my sister in Christ.
Mandate.